am in my 30s, and 90% of the time, my mind is trustworthy, parentheses, to me, every time. But the 10%, boy, notable. I will now share a sliver of that 10% to set the stage for my question. I forget to flush. I wash my hands. I put the seat back down. I wipe. I wash my hands. I'm serious. I wash my hands. But for over 30 years, I have forgotten to flush. The severity of the deposit does not increase my likelihood of remembering. But what if, like, you were in an interview and your boss had a private bathroom just off the main room and you blow it up? Of course you would remember to flush, right? No, I would not. Here's an early twist for you. I just found that out a couple of years ago. I bring you now to the very moment I found out that I was a, quote, never flusher, end quote. I was a fifth wheel guest at a bachelor weekend of a work friend. The guys staying at the cabin all knew the groom before he and I had met. I was already navigating the difficulty of staying the night, not my thing, with a large group of strangers. And to add to that stress, my digestion was struggling all weekend. At the beginning of day 2, one of the guys pulled an Andy and stopped the bustling gaming and bonding to make an announcement. He was disgusted and upset and looking right at me. Dude, you destroyed the bathroom and didn't flush. What is wrong with you? There are like 6 guys, and it went on. Super public, super direct. Here was the good news. Obviously, I didn't do it. I mean, obviously. So I denied. Good news is my charisma won the day. I won soundly and went about my day, knowing that I'm glad I'm not that guy because he had to be embarrassed. My stomach was trashed. And so when they went on a walk in the woods, I stayed behind, sick. I watched a movie, cleaned up a bit, used the restroom, took a shower, cleaned up some more. Man, these guys are going to be appreciative of me. I heard their car pull back up and I went into the bathroom to wait. How can this be? Flush, 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 go. They're coming in. I fessed up. Listen, guys, it happened again. And I was the only one here. My bad. My question is this. Put yourself in that guy's shoes. What would you have done? If you had to say something, how would you have handled it? Thanks.
Man, do you think that that's so much detail? Almost too much on this kind of story. But do you think the question is asking how we would have reacted as the other guy the first time or the second time with the apology?
When I first read the email, I thought he was saying, put yourself in the shoes of the person writing us the email. Now I'm thinking he's asking the same guy he lied to the first time. Are we putting ourselves in that guy's shoes?
I think so.
So it's what would you have done? And if you had to say something, how would you have handled it?
Well, let's just address it from the scolding the first time and on the follow-up apology, because I don't know if the person asking wants us to answer for both, and I don't want them to be disappointed we didn't answer the question.
Okay.
So I feel like if we're answering both, man, I don't know that I would have went off in the first place. Like, let's just assume, unless it's like Dumb and Dumber level bathroom, just, dumb it, where it's like the toilet's broken, it's on the walls, like there's no level of cleaning is going to solve the problem. I mean, maybe in the initial scolding, I could see coming out being like, seriously, who freaking did that? But if it's just somebody didn't flush, I think I'd just flush it and be done with it. I mean, I would need to see it happen more than one time I would just assume somebody forgot,
okay. So now it's the second time. You've just been on a hike. You come back to your cabin. The same thing happened. And the only guy that was there was the guy who lied about it the first time.
Or didn't realize he was lying about it the first time because didn't realize he had that problem yet in life. Now I think I'm like, you made a big thing about how it wasn't you and you would never do it. And then you did it again. And then you realized that you're the kind of person I don't know. I think that would have been like dinner's on you or something after that, after you wash your hands and clean the bathroom.
But it's still like in a playfully jabby college roommate sort of way, right?
Yeah, I don't think I would be actually angry. Again, if it's like all over the walls, that's like a whole different level of horror film. But like if somebody realizes and then has fixed it, or apologized proactively, it's like, all right, you made a big thing about it not being you, and turns out it was. Dinner's on you.
Now pretend you're the guy who wrote us.
Okay.
They've come back after their hike. You're busted.
Yeah.
Now, what he said was, listen, guys, it happened again. I love that he said it happened again to like remove himself from it. A little bit.
Very specific wording to shift blame.
It happened. And I was the only one here. My bad. So pretend that sentence didn't happen. So what do you say when they walk through the door? Because I still don't get from the email if he flushed in time.
I mean, let's be honest. If this was something like Seinfeld, there's a very real possibility that this story is about George Costanza and he leaves the cabin because he doesn't want to have to apologize or confront everyone about what happened. And then he gets back to the city and he deny. Like, that's a very real storyline in a sitcom. I don't know what I would say. I don't know if I'm the guilty party.
You're the never flusher and you've just realized it.
I don't know. I'm profusely apologizing and offering some sort of gesture. Like, do I owe everyone a round? Can I go buy? I'll go to the closest place and buy dinner. I'm so sorry. What can I do? I think I'm just offering some kind of gesture.
I heard a quote once, and I don't know if it's from something or if a family member told it to me, but it was, if someone pulls your pants down, just start dancing.
Yeah.
And I typically would try to use humor if I'm the guy. Like, they walk through the door, I would have set the stage as though we were at something like Never Flushers Anonymous. And I'd be like, hey, everyone, my name's Corey. I have a problem. And you go, hi, Corey. Like, I would have created a faux scene in that moment to go, I didn't realize until this weekend, but I really do have a problem where I don't seem to flush ever. And I lied about it. And I'm sorry. Like, I would have made it a whole scene and then they would have been like laughing.
I don't know though, based on the severity of the scolding of the first round. I don't know if you're getting away with just like trying to be funny and blow it off after all the charisma the first time that they described and this big spiel about it not being. I don't know if you can get away with that the second time.
But if you make it like you're an addict that you're willing to lie to get whatever you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you still do the gesture. You still go buy a round or do a beer run for everybody, but you just start with humor instead of starting with being serious is all I'm saying.
It's certainly worth trying. You're probably right.
Now, if I'm the guy, I can't imagine being that mad in the first place. So it's really hard for me to put myself in the shoes of the guy the second time. Yeah. The guy that did the scolding. I probably would have just shaken my head and walked away if I put myself in his shoes and he made such a big thing of it the first time. I don't know what's funny.
Can you imagine the guy who scolded being so upset? Now he comes back from a walk. He's hot and exhausted. He goes into the bathroom. Sure, everything's flush, but it reeks of poop. Can you imagine how angry? And
no, you're just
wants to take a shower and get clean, and there's just poop in the air. And he can't
just hot boxing. Oh man. I mean, maybe he could get more mad. I don't know. Wow.
This is super interesting. The only thing that made this one challenging was we potentially had 3 different scenarios to speak to it from.
I know.
It's a very good question. Do you have anything else?
Other than the fact that I was just invited to a guys' weekend in Kentucky where we're going to do a bourbon trail and golf. And this is helpful. Should anything go wrong or I get some bad takeout.
Yeah, that's true. Lots to consider.